Guys, we've had a bit of time with the new Switch console this week, and it's been really fun getting used to the different ways of playing with it.
Yeah, I like going from the TV to the handheld and back again.
Yeah, and those Joy-Con controllers are really interesting. They've got some cool hidden features, and a game that shows them off really well is 1-2 Switch.
Affirmative. 1-2 Switch is Nintendo's party game compilation, designed especially to showcase the Joy-Con controllers and to test your reflexes.
Well, I think it's about time we did a full review, shall we?
Yes, let's
game
go,
on!
let's go!
Have fun!
All right, let's pick a game, Goose.
What do you feel like?
No.
We've cracked.
Oh, you want to do quick draw?
Ooh, yeah, all right.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Bit of Old West showdown.
Quick draw. Ready. Steady.
Fire!
Oh, you have to pull the trigger.
Oh,
How about a replay?
no! Now for reals.
Ready. Steady.
Fire! Bang!
Oh, that was close.
Oh, no! Oh! Hey, kind of looks like us. On guard. All right.
All right.
Good luck.
You ready?
Oh,
Oh.
what happened? Oh, no! I'm down two. Oh, no!
Watch
Down three!
Come on.
Oh, there it is.
So,
Do you have a cave?
we do have a cave.
3, 2, 1. Wizard!
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 Counterattack.
Wizard!
Strum with Yep, back to back. Oh, yep, there it is.
Game!
It's a circle. Country house is fan.
I don't know how to get what points.
I don't know either.
I counter. Yes!
Thank you.
Good night. Well, that's 1-2 Switch. What a colourful experience. Let's talk about the games. The first one we played, Goose, was the Quick Draw game, which I think is actually my favourite.
I would agree. I think that one felt the most like a full-fledged game that had feedback, it had cool audio prompts, we felt like cowboys playing it.
Fire!
Oh, I think I got it. I think I got it.
Ah! Down you go. Down you go. This is the rules. Yeah, we knew what we were doing in that one. You could tell exactly what you had to do to win.
Face each other.
Oh, I think,
Did you shoot yourself in the foot? Whereas when we played the sword game, I didn't quite know
I didn't even know when I'd hit you.
I
I
think you hit me.
got you. I was really just randomly swinging and hoping for the best. I don't feel like this illuminates to me how the fight actually went.
I like the idea of the mechanics though, like
Yeah.
blocking and swiping, but it never really seemed to work because you're not looking at the screen.
Yeah, you're not looking at the screen, and it doesn't really give you any feedback in the controller when you've been hit.
I found that so many of them were complicated. Like when we did the shaving game, randomly it would kind of go on top of my head and shave my head and my face, and I was trying really hard to do it properly, but it didn't seem to know what I was doing and it wasn't doing what I wanted it to.
and
It's in my head for a little bit.
yeah, I'm not quite sure how well the Joy-Con feeds back to the Switch, because that one, the calibration seemed a bit off. You were shaving your eyebrows and your head at one stage, and similarly with the pose and copy game, I'm not quite sure who was posing and copying better. Yeah, not bad, not bad. I thought we were both doing a good job, but apparently you were doing a better job, Rad. So,
I think it was just my energy. I probably just flailed more.
easy.
I felt that especially with the wizard game. I didn't really know what I was supposed to be doing, and I couldn't tell when I needed to move to make sure that I kept pushing my magic to the other side of the screen.
The pose one looked fun. Like, looked like you guys were having fun, even though the score, who really knew what was happening with the score. But you guys were having a good time posing. That looked like a lot of fun. And the gorilla one looked like a lot of fun too, was it?
I think those kind of games, the point of it is to look silly, and
Yeah.
we did look really silly.
Yeah.
And it's fun because of that, but I don't really feel like I won because I was good, and that part of it isn't fun.
Bajo, we also played table tennis.
Yes, and that one really relied heavily on audio. And once again, I kept wanting to look at the screen, but you really had to just listen for that volley.
Your serve,
I'm
Bajo.
serving. Oh, oh.
Net.
What? Yeah, and that means that when you do miss it or hit the net, it doesn't quite feel fair because you think you hit it, you think you heard it right. So again, I think you could get better at that game, the better you got at hearing the sounds.
In.
Oh no, I'm so slow. It's called video games, not audible games.
Exactly.
Not audio games. It's video games. I want the video. My gut wants me to compare this to Wii Sports, which launched with the Wii, and that game was great. I could play that game forever, but this, I'm not sure if I actually want to come back to it.
Yeah, I agree. I also think that the Wiimotes were a bit bigger, they felt a bit better in your hands, whereas these are a bit small, which obviously is great for portability, but for swinging it around, it just isn't quite satisfying.
And considering that came free with the Wii, and those were video games, you were bowling and playing tennis, but you were watching something up on the screen. I spent hours playing that. I think it was actually the best Wii game that ever came out.
I think for me, Wii Sports made sense because you understand what you're doing. And that's why so many people loved it, and it was so good in a party. Whereas with this, I spent most of my time trying to figure out what I was supposed to do, even with those colorful videos. So I quite like the presentation of the game. Wow, that is scary. That is a scary clown. But I just think design-wise, it's a bit of a mess.
I also do really like your point that Wii Sports was more of a party game. With this, it's mostly a two-player game.
No! Oh, oh no! Oh, play down!
Who dropped his plate?
Play down, sad clown.
All right, Bajo, what are you giving it?
I don't think it's a great launch game for the Switch. They should have just re-released Wii Sports. I would have played that forever. I'm gonna give this 1 out of 5 rubber chickens.
I think it is quite stylish, but it feels more like a bunch of demos strung together rather than an actual game, so I'm giving it 2 out of 5 rubber chickens.
I think the Joy-Cons still have a lot of potential, but 1-2 Switch just doesn't show this off. And in the end, I think it's just a bunch of videos and a waggle fest. I'm giving it 1 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Do you want to dust off the old Wii and play some Wii Sports?
Yeah, let's do it.